I already graduated from the School of Communication Art in Bangkok University. So, okay, before beginning my presentation, I want to retain my deepest gratitude to the conference committees and conference team for giving me a chance to present my research today. And I also want to thank my advisor, who is the co-author of this study, Assistant Professor Dr. Ratanasuda Punahitanan, but because of her business today, so she cannot join the conference. And so thank you all of participants. So thank you so much for your support that we are here today to attend my presentation. So thank you so much to all of you. That your presence here means a lot with the fact that I do. Okay, so okay, let's be share my research with you all. And it is about the influence of the Google ratings and review on Vietnamese consumer online hotel booking this season. And I would on a case study of 5-star hotels in Vietnam. Okay, here's my agenda for today. And I am first of all gonna give an introduction, and I will give the purpose for that research, why I did decide to conduct the research, and I will give the theory that I use to conduct the research, and then I will keep move on and give the hypothesis that I have been tested in materials and methods cost, and I will do it for the methods that I use to collect my data and to analyze the data collected before providing the result, and those results will be discussed with. And I will conclude with some implication of the research. So implication regarding practice, implication regarding to research. Okay, so move on to the introductions first. So talk about the rationale and problem first. And in general, I have 3 rationales and problems that promote me to conduct the research. First, Vietnam is the developing country in Southeast Asia. And recent years, Vietnam has developed significant in all fields of economy, cultures, and education. So besides, Vietnam also has a traditional and historical cultures and natural ecosystem, which is law for tourism purpose. So we have a long coast and life from the north to the south of them, and together with the restrained tropical forest system. So therefore, Vietnam has become a country with tourism potential in the future, attracting investment from the overseas companies, and more hotels and hotel chains have been opening in Vietnam today. So lastly, we live in digital era, so it's very easy for people to find out the hotel through the screen of the phone, the computers or the laptop. It's very easy for the people. So this environment also have the hotel manager to consider investing in hotel branding. So that's why I set 2 questions for my research. One is I want to check whether Google reviews and hotel characteristics influence Vietnamese consumer booking hotel this seasons. And the second question, I want to check the influence of Google score ratings on Vietnam consumer online 5-star hotel booking this season. So you can see my objectives through the research question I talked above, and based on them, I already set 2 objectives for my research, and you can read a little bit here. So, okay, move on to the materials and methods part. Online ratings review was considered at the time of electric word of mouth, and this assertion is supported by many research. So it can be seen here, and I cited quotation from Westbrook in 1987 and Ant in 1967, and other research. In 1987, Westbrook revealed that traditional WhatsApp map signifies the informal communication directed to the other consumers about the ownership, the usage, and the characteristics of the particular goods and service and their seller. So my research was developed by some previous study, but sorry, because of the time limitation, so I cannot present all the research I do to build on my research foundation. So okay, about in one review there are both sides, positive and negative. Positive and negative review will have different effects. It has been confirmed by several researchers by such as Buchan and his team and Vermeulen and team. So, and my topics were supported by two main theories. One is use and gratification theories, and another is the shock credibility. And use and gratification gratification theory provides a framework for understanding when and how individuals media consumers become more or less active, and the consequence of that increase or decrease involvement. It's the model that takes into consideration the influence of the audience, and the theory is based on the assumption that media consumer and actors must delineate that what is meant by the active audience. And I applied this theory to support my idea in this research because, firstly, the audience is active and his and her media usually goal oriented. And secondly, people have enough self-awareness of the media use, like the interest, like the motive, to be able to provide the researchers with an accurate picture of that use. And thirdly, value adjustment of media content can only be accepted by the audience. And for the same analysis, I believe that shock credibility theory should be applied to this study, because online reviews allow the user to access detailed information with a high degree of truthfulness and credibility compared to the information provided by the advertisers. So, finally, based on the review theories and studies, I have formulated the conceptual framework with five independent variables and one dependent variable. And the independent variables include four main factors in review, and another dependent variable is the Google score ratings on hotel. And independent variable is Vietnamese consumers online hotel booking decision. So since then, I have assumed that there are two key hypotheses. I said that hotel review and hotel rating score on Google have an effect on Vietnamese consumer online booking hotel decision. And the other sub-hypotheses are that the other factors in the review influence on Vietnamese consumer booking hotel decision, like a facility, like a location, staff, and service. And okay, move on to the methodology part. This research was done by the quantitative approach method through the two steps. One is preliminary research and another is the official research. I choose targets for my research like a population and sample population and sample in general. You can see the survey targets the people who have a high income and over the age of 25. And all of them are Vietnamese because I do in Vietnamese market. And based on the sample formula, you can see here. Based on the sample from my research were at least 250 responses. But in real life, I collected 300 answers for my research before analyzing. So in my research procedures, I did step by step with two main steps, which are preliminary research and official research I talked above. Then I check rollback over coefficient and corrected item total correlation. And then and the format for my questionnaire, you can see here is very clear with three sections. The first is the screening question. The second is the data question for check demographics, and the last main question will support my analysis. So about my data analysis, my research use SPSS software to analyze the data. Then I can infer the multiple regression equation. So about the validity of the study, my research used IOC index to exam questionnaire, and you can see the results. So that the IOC score for my questionnaire was over 0.6. So it means that my questionnaire could be conducted on the large scale field survey. Then about the reliability of the research, I check rollback over and data collected from the pretest. And here's the result of the reliability of the result of the study. So I tested 2 times and then I eliminated 3 variables. swimming pool and gym equipment, and the last is free breakfast would be eliminated. And talk about the result. Okay, so you can see in the table at the changes there are more male than female respondents. That's counted for 58%. Respondent age ranks from 31 to 40, ranked at the first with 103 respondents, and most of them are the respondents had a bachelor degree. Most of the respondents are business owners, and the total number of people working as business owners, including both small and large, 167. And respondents with the income from 32 million Vietnam dong to 50 to 52 million Vietnam dong account for the highest. So all the scale have the rollback over coefficients were over 0.7. So these scales are abbreviated for this study. Besides, you can see among the factors, the in whole test review, surface factors had the highest mean. It's a 4.043. And I will present the result of the hypothesis in this slide. I begin with the Pearson correlation analysis first. You can see the result in the table. Firstly, correlation coefficient will positively with the correlation of 5 independent factors and 1 dependent factors. It means as each independent factor increase, so does the dependent factors. So secondly, Pearson correlation level between predictors and dependent factors booking decision ranks from 0.3 to 0.5. This means they have a positively and moderately correlated, and stick to tail between its independent and dependent factors is less than 0.05, which means that the correlation result are statistically significant. So therefore, this is enough condition to make the regression analysis. So you can see here a 30 square R square is 0.6064. This statistic means that 66.4% of the booking decision change can be explained by the 5 independent conditional and conditional responsive variables. So in this test, we also have a result of the Lubin Watson and Novacek. So in the table, so that's beta coefficient, so that beta coefficient of all factors and the surface factor is the highest with 0.5 and 65. It means that the surface or increased by 1 unit, the booking decision will be increased 0.565 units. So the other the surface factors have the most decisive influence on booking decision, and we can do the same for the other factors because of the time limitation. So I cannot analyze the whole factors. I'm so sorry. So okay, after multiple regression analysis, all the hypotheses at the beginning are accepted. Here you can see are accepted. And I can conclude that the results of this study meet the research objective I talked above and I proposed above. And the order of the impact of the two factors from strong to weak, like review of the service will be in the first, and then it's the staff and the location and review of the facility, and the last is Google rating score on hotel. And my findings of the findings of this study reinforce of the core assumption of the yield and gratifications and shock credibilities. You can read here. So this study not only strengthens by the previous result, but also review the new findings regarding content of product review regarding characteristic rate of the 5-star hotel. We does have a significant impact on Vietnamese consumer hotel booking decision. So do content have of the hotel include facility, service, location, and staff. So service and staff are the two most influencing factors proving that Vietnamese consumers are are more concerned with intangible factor like a service, like a staff, than tangible factor like a facility or location of the hotel. So my research also, here is some conclusion. Here is a conclusion. And about my research also have some limitation, I know, because it is about the time. I just have a short time to conduct my research. Besides, it's quite difficult to collect the data because of the situation right now, because of the COVID-19. So, and you know, my research sample focus on the high income group, so quite hard to read them. And I think this is my limitation. As I spoke, I believe my research has some significance. So in the future, strategists can apply my research on their way to find out consumer behaviors. And besides, it's useful for communication and hospitality students, together with hotel owner and managers in their strategy development to win over Vietnamese consumers. And in the future, I recommend that the study in the influence of hotel rating and reviews on third party, like such as the booking.com, Agoda, Traveloka, something like that, on customer booking decision also same as my study. And similar research can apply in another social network like Facebook also. So the Facebook also have a review and record store. Okay, this is my presentation. So thank you so much, all our chan here. Thank you so much นะขอบคุณนะครับ
Interesting. Thank you very much, Kun Ho Lee, for your presentations. Very good informations for me. And I just after your presentations, I just tried to compare about my experience and my situations, what the factor, and it's quite confirmed that we're looking for the high quality of service for when we paying for the high star or 5-star hotel, high-end hotel. So what I'm looking for, that means we have to keep like a qualities of service for the hotel in the futures, and maybe we have to think about how to like promote the hotel qualities in Google, something like that. But I'm just thinking, like, if you study this topic in China, is that possible? Because China sometimes cannot access Google and Facebook and something very difficult. So I go to the question for your topic. Any question for the topic? By the way, thank you for Kun Ho Lee and Ajahn Ratana Sudha as well for creating this issue. So may I transfer this time to the room for questions and comment, please?
Why don't? Okay, may I?
Okay,
I am interested in the Vietnam hotel too, because I would like to visit. So how about a five-star hotel? How much it costs now? Okay. Is there how much it costs comparing in dollar in Thai baht?
In Thai baht, you know, you asked about
one night, one night.
One night, yeah. As my appearance and my previous jobs, I work for the resort and five-star hotels in Vietnam. So my there's many like there a characteristic of the price. So I can the medium price for the one room per night, like what? Let me count in baht. So in Vietnam is the 13 million baht. Sorry, 30 million Vietnam dong, but in Thai, I think 10,000 baht. I think so.
Oh, 10,000 baht. Okay, it's expensive too. Huh?
Very high price.
Very high. Okay, 5 stars. Okay, I think so. You also so deeper research too much. Okay, why don't you research in foreigners visit your Vietnam to stay in the 5-star hotel? Are they certified? Or the next research?
Yes, in next research, I think should be make a research about the foreigners visitors Vietnam is like a potential destination in Southeast Asia today. Yeah, so I think so. That's internet research maybe to find out the customer behavior, the foreigner visitor behavior. Yes, internet. I also recommend in the future study that will work on the key APIs of the foreigner visitor. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
May I ask for the other questions? Maybe the last questions for this topic. Any questions? Okay, that's my question. Okay, I'm just wondering about your sample size. I'm just looking for your sample size. Very interesting for me is that your sample size mostly in the middle age, right? Is that?
Yeah.
That you can pay the price as you mentioned in the first questions of Dr. Prapun, that very high price of a 5-star. And how about the situations of like demographics of tourists in Vietnam that I can like give me more information that I can see how it related because it's kind of middle age can pay the price. Very interested for me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because it's based on my appearance about when I working for the hotels, and besides, I asked my my managers. He told me the age of the responses would be from 35. He said okay. Yeah, that's why But I think everyone can book the hotel, kind of book the 5 hotel, but it to make the quality quantitative of the respondent, I think the age should be over 25. Over 25, they can have their job and they can pay for themselves. That's why my population example would be the over 25. Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's like reward themselves for working hard, like relax and enjoy something like that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you, God. Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.